Ha ha! Bada bing, bada boom! The DMC is in your room with my special guest, playing with myself.
I am indeed playing with myself.
Well, before we start with all the antics, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, I'm gonna start with antics.
I have a few tricks up my sleeve tonight, folks.
Oh boy, can't wait. I'm Adam Van Wickler. I am playing with myself. You may know me from every single podcast that has ever been podcast before, but primarily Toy Migos. I am a Toy Migo. They were forced to take me in, and I've never left. And I also, my day job is director, creative services at Gentle Giant Studios. So we work on toys, action figures, statues, and weird stuff that you probably will want to talk about tonight.
The weirder, the better, sir.
That's what I figured.
But you know, before we get into everything, there's something I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I can bring it up here. This will be the first time that I start sharing. You know,
I know. I like that you've prepared surprises.
So I'm hoping this goes off, well, but we're gonna see right now. Okay.
I feel your pain, man. Like I just hosted Toy Migos this past Thursday, so
doing anything creative because he's a butthole and he's a big meanie. So there you go.
Yeah,
I've made stuff. I
wanted to talk about all this trash that you've been talking. That's what I want to talk about. Going on other people's show, talking about
the big meanie butt.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? What is this all about?
That's it. Me and the DMC, we got the beef.
You know, this guy's going on other people's shows, saying how it's better to create with machines than with your hands, especially with some magical hands like myself.
High School Creations is giving you a copyright strike right now. Like, that's it, dude. This show's going unlisted right after it airs. So I have a lot of covered that ground before. So unlisted show, baby.
Hey, it's all right. People's champ is not worried about that stuff. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't really have a beef with you. You know I love you. You know I want you to make stuff for me.
I know, but I thought it'd be funny just to bring that up.
You were talking smack about me. I should be the one complaining.
Everybody knows I'm a ball buster. That's what I do.
That's true. Everyone also knows that you're like Todd McFarlane's lackey.
You're damn right.
Damn right. Like, aiming for a job.
Yeah, I'll go to bat for that man just so I can get a job.
Yep.
Indeed. You guys hear feedback? I'm starting to hear that feedback again. Maybe not.
I mean, it sounds fine on my end.
Okay, well, that's fine then. But no, I love Todd because from the beginning, he's always done everything his way. And doesn't matter what anybody thinks, he's going to do it whatever the way he wants to. And I got to give him props for that. When he left Marvel to do Image, he just wanted to do Spawn. He did it his way. Mattel wanted to come at him with some lame-ass figures. He said, nah, no thanks. I'll just do it myself. And from that, he just did everything himself. So I have to give him props for right or wrong. I know a lot of people, hate on his figures and stuff. And
he's a visionary.
Some of his choices are a little, but for the most part, hey, he's doing whatever he wants. If you had your own toy company, you would be putting out whatever figures you wanted to. So I give him
this is the truth. And like Ernie and I basically brought this past Thursday show to a grinding halt to go and pre-order the Swamp Thing figure. So, I like to point out some of the things that I would personally do differently, but I am still buying quite a few of his toy lines. You know, the Spawn stuff too. I was a very big fan of that. The big beefy Violator, even though that's like not the look of Violator that I want. I'm pretty sure that thing's going to be on my top 10 of 2021 list this year.
It's very toyetic. It's very
is.
big and beefy. You know,
Big
for
beefy
$50,
boy.
$50. What do you want? You know,
I think I got it even cheaper than that too, because I pre-ordered it off of Target when they had a coupon code going on and stuff. So it was like, I got a good deal, and like that thing, it's a great toy.
yeah, you know,
I do feel like you could throw it at someone and use it as a weapon.
and knock him out, knock him out, hit him over the head, karate chop, boom.
That thing is a heavy and like chunky. It's got points on it and craggy texture all over it. I think it could do some damage.
Jeez. I missed out on that guy. I don't like doing pre-orders. I'm just weird. I like finding it in the stores.
Old school.
Yeah, well, plus I don't want a bunch of money out there, you know, because I'm like, all right, I spent $50 on it, just, you know, in limbo waiting for it to get charged, you know, and then it all charges one
You don't
day.
know, you haven't heard about credit card debt? It's a fun thing that everyone's doing.
No, I know about that. That's why I can't do it anymore. I'm very familiar with that.
That's safe. If I
that
did it your way, though, I wouldn't own any toys because, like, LA is like good luck finding anything.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm behind. Yeah, I've already done that game and I'm not doing it anymore. So it's all like, if I don't got the cash right now, it's not happening. Because, yeah, we're not going to talk about the 90s, Star Wars, and all of McFarlane's figures that he was putting out. Because I used to collect every single McFarlane line. All his sport picks, everything.
Did you start right at the onset or did you come in later?
Oh, no, I at the beginning.
Yeah. I had a story. I've done so many podcasts, but I may have also just told this in person. But when Todd launched his toy line, he was doing like a big release and signing at FAO Schwartz in New York City. And I think I was in middle school or maybe high school at the time, but my mom knew I was a giant fan and we took the train into the city and got on a line that literally wrapped around a whole city block, waited on that line, got in. I bought one of the first initial Spawn action figures. I brought my copy of Spawn #1. He signed both of them. I still have the signed copy of Spawn #1. The Spawn action figure, though, because like I'm a dumbass. We like know this. Anyone that has watched me on anything knows I'm a dumbass. But that Spawn action figure, that was like the initial Spawn action figure, signed by Todd McFarlane. I opened it to use the figure for a custom.
Oh,
I needed that Spawn figure. I don't know. I'm just dumb. Yep.
Oh my goodness me. Absolute toxin. Thanks for the Juggy link, Adam. You the man.
Yeah.
The Juggernaut. Is it in here? Here it is.
I don't know if you saw this or not, but this is a AliExpress third-party illegal Juggernaut. So it's a knockoff, but it's on the 80th anniversary Hulk body. So it's got the butterflies and also double knees, because the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure doesn't have double knees, has single knees, has a regular ab crunch. This has the lateral one, but they basically just retooled the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure parts to work on the Hulk body. They did some they basically modified. It looks like they retooled the whole thing. But it's actually really cool.
How much was
showing
that?
this off on Thursday. $20. So it's cheaper than the official versions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheaper and better. Wow.
Yep. So worthwhile. And Absolute Toxin, you're welcome. And anyone that's watching this, feel free to DM me on Instagram, and I can send you the link if you're interested.
But be careful. He likes.
I
to
don't
send
get
you
any money for it though,
Be
so
careful.
I don't
He
know
likes-
why.
He likes to send you different links to different
Yeah.
websites.
I'll send
I
you a
felt
link
that
and
one
also
time.
some unsolicited pictures.
Always be careful when you're sliding into this guy's DMs. Always be
Right.
careful.
Hot dogs everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Woo. Oh man, I forgot you're from the East Coast. Are you not?
Yeah. I am a New York transplant. to
How come you don't have
California.
How come you don't have an accent?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think my
You're a lot
fiance likes
funnier if you
to.
had an accent.
She likes to give me shit about certain words that I say. Like I think it pops out here and there. I think I say orange funny and pillow, and she says like there's a couple words that I say, and she's just like, that's not how you say that word. And I'm just like, all right, that's how I say that word, but fair enough.
What's it? Oh, even.
Oh, they're
More
calling me out for my expensive customs. That's it. Like it's true. So I have a separate Instagram account because I have like 7 Instagram accounts. But I have an Instagram account just for my customs, industrial strength customs. And I think that like that's become like my most recent calling card is my customs are all unbelievably expensive. Like they're just stupid. I use so many different parts and like Berserk is talking about Grifter, who's right up here behind me.
He's
where
like
I
$1,000,
use the-
right?
Yeah, I mean, might as well be. But he used the trench coat from the Mezco White Skull figure. So
Oh,
the
he's not
Mezco White Skull.
No,
Yeah,
not at
no
all.
one has that figure. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna use his trench coat, and I used RIT dye. So it's like it's not even like
I'm gonna dye it.
yeah, I dyed it. So it's like I can't even make it back into the expensive figure it was before.
Oh well,
That's me.
you got that Gentle Giant money. You're good.
They
You're fine.
sure.
You can buy another one.
That's how that works, right?
Ooh, my goodness.
Indeed. Oh, Papa Schmitty, what's up, buddy? He's mad at me because I did inappropriate things in the Toy Migos Discord today.
What's
As
new?
usual.
I'm like,
I
what's
know.
new? What's new?
Exactly. Par for the course.
Speaking about the Discord and the toy community, what I want to know is I want to know the story on what made you join the Toy Amigos and join the toy community. Because there's a lot of people out there who like to stay behind the scenes. They don't really like to talk to the fans. They just want to be silent. But you actually are an industry insider, I suppose. But you like to talk to the fans. You like to talk to everybody and hang out with everybody. What made you do that?
I mean, like, I've always been, like, it's like dating back to like the late 90s and stuff. I was always on toy message boards and stuff, like Raving Toy Maniac and Action Figure Times and Action Dash Figure, all 3 of which I think are not even around anymore. I was in the Swoosh for the longest time. And then it with Instagram, I think like I was active on Instagram like pretty much when it started, but then I ended up deleting that account and then starting playing with myself as an account, I think in like 2014, somewhere about there, because I was like, I need to have a portfolio of toys that I've had a hand in working on. So basically everything that you ever see posted on the Playing With Myself Instagram is something that went through Gentle Giant at some point, so we did
You get all those
some
for free.
element. I wish that does not work that way either.
Samples?
I mean,
You
there's a
give me
few like
samples?
Diamond Select is actually pretty good about sending samples, but not even all of them. Like I've
I'm
been
like, if you
buying.
work at a restaurant, you'd get free samples. Like, what the heck?
I know. Yeah, not so much in the toy world. They're mostly like, we've already paid you for the work, so you don't get free stuff. It's, but yeah, so the Playing With Myself account 2014, and I've just been posting my photos, which are like, the idea was always that I didn't like toy companies' promotional photos. I always thought they were badly posed, or like, like they just didn't they didn't do it for me. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this white background thing and make my own promotional toy photos that will be a portfolio of sorts. So that's where the Playing With Myself account came from. And yeah, I've been doing that like basically nonstop since 2014. And then to get to your question, the long way is the pandemic. Well,
Get back.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. It's like roundabout way. DesignerCon 2019 happened, and DesignerCon 2019, I had a booth there showing off 2 of the independent toy lines that I've been working on the side, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point this evening as well. But
We will.
I had a booth there.
2021. And
2021.
And 2019, you premiered it.
It's true. I a little thing called the pandemic and COVID-19 has happened in the meanwhile, and also the birth of 2 children for each of those groups. So the Kirstead, Josh Falcon had a baby, and then Mortal Ruin Beardy had a baby as well. So there's been nonetheless, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. We'll get there though. So anyway, I was at DesignerCon. I had a booth at DesignerCon, and that's where I met Cheney. Cheney came up to the booth. We talked for a long time. And then, he basically, he told me about Toy Migos. I was familiar with Toy Migos. I hadn't, in all honesty, I hadn't listened to much podcasts at that time. Like 2019, like I was still the kind of guy that would like, I would use Instagram, and I would go onto toy websites and toy message boards online, but like I wasn't really doing as much YouTube stuff or podcast stuff in general. So he told me about Toy Migos, and I think it was in like January after that DesignerCon that he invited me to be on Toy Migos as a guest. So I went on the show. I had a great time chatting with him and Ernie. They came by Gentle Giant. I gave them a tour of the studio. They got to meet Beardy. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. And then basically pandemic happened, and they started, Cheney and Ernie started doing the Quickie Minis, and like doing literally every day. So I think at one point he was like, come on, come join us as a guest. And I did. And then I didn't leave. I was just like, I'm gonna keep doing this. It's been a lot of fun, like I love talking about toys. I think that Toy Migos in general has a great feel to it. It's positive. I have the mouth and the humor of a sailor. Anyone that knows and has watched me on Toy Migos knows this as well. But Toy Migos keeps me in line because it's Toy
Migos is a family show.
It's a rated show, and it's great for me because I have an 8-year-old son. So having the idea of Cheney groaning every time that I start to go inappropriate is a great reminder to keep it all ages. And I really love that about it. I love the positive attitude, and just talking about toys and enjoying this hobby. So
then you've come to the wrong place, because this is not a family show, and we are very unpositive here.
Oh, I'm excited to drop all sorts of naughty language and partial nudity or whatever we're gonna do.
Well, you
is that not?
But not the second.
Fair enough.
Got the humor of a 12-year-old. That's all right.
Yeah, that might even be a little bit old.
But Cheney was dying on air by himself. Oh,
that actually, I know which one. That's Berserk is mentioning an episode where it was like, I think that was when I had already been doing the quickie minis for a while. And it was when LA was just starting to open back up the first time when they were like, oh, we can open back up. So I was back in the office in the studio and I was like, I can't do the quickie mini. And then Ernie wasn't available and Dario wasn't available. So Cheney was literally on the quickie mini all by himself. I was at work in the studio. So I just like went, I was like, oh man, I closed all my doors and I was just like, God, screw it. And I hopped on the quickie mini from work. Don't tell my bosses. I guess this is getting unlisted anyway. So it's all good, right?
Yeah. You came in on the clutch.
Yeah.
That was very nice of you.
Occasionally I do nice things.
I was like, this better not be unrestricted video. Mike, you're gonna hear from me. I was like, when I have him on, we're gonna have some beef on here too.
That's right.
But anyways, that's a good story. That was a good story. We had to run around a little bit.
My lady likes to say that I am like one of the kings of mansplaining. So yes.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. It makes for a longer show.
That's true.
That's
what we all want. A 3-hour stream.
This guy's pretending like he doesn't know. He's already been confirmed, folks. High School Creation has been confirmed already.
I mean, in all honesty, he should have been on as a guest on this show before me. So I think that he's going to have beef with you about that because
possibly
he deserves to be on this first.
But I think I knew you first, though.
You guys get to war it out too, because I have you kind of lined up to do a Dio for Mortal Ruin for me, and I have Mike, High School Creations, kind of lined up to do a Dio for the Cursed Dead for me. So it'll be like you guys can like battle it out or something. And it's like the funny thing is like I haven't started with either of you because I am behind, to say, yeah, a little behind.
So Adam's actually the ringleader who's trying to get people to beef with each other for his perverse pleasure.
It is. I'm like Whitney Houston in the Thunderdome.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
Yep. I like that. A Dio off. That's cool.
No one wants to get a Dio off of me. Nobody would dare do that to me.
It's like you can only Dio left. Weird Zoolander references.
Ooh, Laser Pants is very meaty tonight.
Mew, 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 mew. What's up, Laser Pants?
That's kind of cool. We met him at Frankenstein's.
Yeah, he flew out. That was badass. Whiny Houston.
I hope you went to Disneyland after
instead of just Frankenstein's. I know that's what I was trying to tell everyone. I was like, listen, if you're traveling just for Frankenstein's, it's a swap meet. So maybe do something else.
It's a nicer swap meet than it was before.
It is. That's like I told this story before too. I'm like rehashing stories because I'm old and I have dementia. But the old location of Frankenstein's, do you remember the aisle that was just like sports cards and stuff?
Yeah, I would never go down that aisle.
Exactly.
You just
that was the aisle to walk through quickly to get to another aisle. Like no one was ever in it. And I went at one point, like me and Beardy were at that old location of Frankenstein's, and there was this guy who was so sad with his sports cards, and like I guess someone had like kicked a box that was on the floor, and all of the baseball cards were strewn out across the aisle, and people were literally walking over them. It was just so sad in general, but I
feel that was you that kicked that box.
Yeah, well, it sums up Frankenstein's because it's like literally that's my memory of the old location of Frankenstein's. Is it was crazy hot because there was no AC, it was just fans, so it was really hot, smelled like old nacho cheese, and that's like I'm being kind. And then sad baseball cards being just walked on.
And then you remember there were some corners
Oh,
of
Marvel Kicks just corrected me. It was Tina Turner, not Whitney Houston. My bad. I'm awful.
there were some corners of the place that were not well lit, and then they were always like closed, like they had drapes over them or something. It was just a creepy feeling. You went to some of the corners.
Dude, that place was definitely like, yeah. I would not have brought my son to that location. The new location I have brought him to though, and it's cool.
Yeah, I took my kids to the old location one time. They hated me for it.
Yeah, that's kind of mean because like the parking there was super awful too.
Yeah, like because I used to go a long time ago before like people really started finding out about it, and it was a little bit easier to find parking. And then it just started blowing up as people started collecting more, just finding out about it. People would be like, random people would ask me, "Do you know about this place? It's like a warehouse. It's called like Frank." And I was like, "It's Frank and Sons. Yeah, I already know about it." Like how would I not know about it? You're like, who do you think you're talking
You
to?
ever go to the Shrine toy show or whatever? I think.
No, I always wanted to. I think I went to maybe once for a comic book convention. Like it was a comic book convention.
I've been out. I've been in California since 2005, and I always heard about that one too, but I've never been to it. I was just wondering.
I think it was a Shrine or in that area, but they would do just small little conventions, and there'd be like one, B-list celebrity from like Battlestar Galactica there.
That would always be the crazy days at Frank and Sons too, where it would be like, oh, they've got like some random, B-list wrestler from like the 70s or something there.
The only time I remember they had somebody good and I actually thought about going was when they had Mick Foley came down there one time.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, oh, well, I'm like, this is the hardcore legend here. I was like, perhaps,
he's basically from like a town over from where I grew up in New York. So he is a New Yorker, a Long Islander as well.
Long Island. Long Island iced tea. Oh, I don't have enough of that McFarland spot. Maybe we can figure out how to deal over.
That's literally what it was like.
Yeah, somehow I do believe stuff like that probably happened.
Yeah.
And probably in the parking lot too, in people's trunks. I don't know. But that's a story for a different day.
That's how Ernie used to sell toys to little kid version of Cheney.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to put it on the Fallen Fett that he was a scalper.
Yep. Scalping out of the trunk of his car to small children.
Yep. I actually did that once. I was at Toys R Us, and back when there used to be Toys R Us. And I forgot, I don't know. I think the guy just said it. He's like, "Hey, you looking for something? You collect?" And I was like, "Why is this guy asking me this in the parking lot?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude. Like, I get Star Wars, this, that." He's check this out. He's like, look at this stuff I got. So I pops open the trunk, all laid out nicely, perfectly. Was all the Star Wars figures, the Power of the Force or whatever. That you couldn't find.
Was it Ernie?
Now that I think about it, he seemed, a little around that height, build. Yeah. It could have been.
It might have been him.
In hindsight, and now
that's the Toys R Us. When I first moved out, I was working at Soda Toys. And Soda Toys was in.
Too?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy works all over the place.
Yeah, that's the job I originally moved out to California to work for Jerry at Soda. So the original Soda Toys studio was in Van Nuys, which is also the porn capital of the world. That's not where I was going with the story. I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's where his mind goes all the time, folks. That's why he thinks
exactly.
That's why he's got to be on family shows, because he needs to keep that stuff in check.
Exactly. It's like, come on, I got to talk about this. But the closest Toys R Us was literally right down the street, right around the corner, and there was a scalper toy store like in the same parking lot as the Van Nuys Toys R Us. So it was like the Van Nuys Toys R Us, and then literally in like a parking lot that was separate but connected to the Toys R Us was a store that was reselling toys. And it's like, it was so dumb because like you would go into the Toys R Us and you would look around, and of course there's nothing there. So then you walk next door and it's like,
oh,
everything that's new is in there for like unheard of prices. So it was like, it was just totally useless. It was so frustrating because like, of course, they had made deals with employees and they're there when it opens and closes when trucks come in. So it was just awful. It was the worst Toys R Us. Payson is here saying what's up, and he probably knows about that old Van Nuys Toys R Us and the scalper store next to it. He's been around long enough.
Ooh. Can't believe that.
Scalper. Talk about beef. Payson's got beef too. He's got all sorts of beef going on in the toy world.
Does he? Let's talk about it. Let's have him
you
on.
have to have him on as a guest in order to do it.
Let's talk about it. I love to hear.
He'll talk about balanced plastic breakfast and how he is he actually got blocked by 50 Cent. So I'm gonna blow him up for that one too.
Wow. You know,
that's how tough Payson is.
That's quite the feat to be
right.
Blocked
by 50 Cent. It's badass. Don't mess with Payson.
Woo. My goodness. What I got? I've been blocked a lot of times, but they're by nobodies. No, nobody's.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll block you right after this.
Yeah, but then you'll be in the group of nobodies that blocked me. So it's all right. You know,
fair enough. Oh, look at Winger Loses plugging the episode. That's just I think we did like 3 episodes with Jerry. Like we ended up, I think it was 3. Did we do 2 or 3? I don't know. Cheney would be mad, but like there was literally multiple episodes with Jerry going over tons of old stories.
Nice. Speaking of old stories, what did you do at Soda Toys?
I came in, I basically told other people what to do. But I was doing, I wore many hats at Soda. I did the tiniest bit of sculpting, not really anything like of note, mostly like bases and elements like that. I did packaging design. I did molding casting like with Renee actually. And then I also I helped with factory stuff, like shipping stuff and comments on factory samples and everything. Oh, it's Smorsh Lorb.
Finally, this guy decides to join.
Yeah, Smash Lab, thanks for joining us. I right before we got on the air, I was telling the DMC about how I was behind your car in traffic the other day.
What a coinky dink.
Oh, Berserk says it was 2 episodes of Jerry. We're waiting on number 3. So number 3 is still supposed to happen at some point.
It's coming. So is your background design then?
Yeah. I did go to art school. I was an illustration major. I was a graphic design major. I swapped back and forth. I ended up sticking with graphic design because all of my teachers in illustration and fine art were like, there's no money in it. And so it was advertising. Graphic design was where the money was at. So that's what I went to school for. Luckily, right out of school, I had a friend that knew how much I was into toys and comics, and she had met her neighbor in her apartment complex who was running a toy prototyping studio in Hoboken, New Jersey. So she told this guy about me, and he humored her and was like, oh, tell him to come by for a tour. So I went by for a tour and basically invited myself to start working there. So That's it. I started off just by like sweeping the floors and
Hey.
being a very cheap labor for them.
That's why you got to know somebody. See, I wish I knew somebody, but that's what it's all about, folks. You got to
Definitely
know.
don't know me.
Nah, I don't know this guy. Yeah, he's just on the show. I don't
Who
know.
that?
Look at me. I'm
I'm
the
the
employee.
employee now. Yep. That's basically how it was. It was like, here, no, give me $1 and I will do whatever you want.
Jared Way owes you money and cigarettes. Dang, you know everybody.
See, Smash knows. I had like so at that toy studio, it was called Funhaus, Funhaus. Like so it was clever. But we did a lot of work for Toy Biz, McFarlane. So like old school lines. We're talking about like when Toy Biz was doing the Lord of the Rings lines. It very, very early. It was basically like, I know the first wave of Marvel Legends came out while I was working there. So it was like Spider-Man Classics maybe had just started when I was working there. We did a lot of the bases that were used in Spider-Man Classics and then Marvel Legends. A lot of the preschool line we worked on that was
Spider-Man
really
and
fun.
Friends.
Spider-Man and his friends, yeah. The chunky, like the Fisher Price style figures.
I have
Yeah,
some
we
of those.
worked on those. But Gerard Way, the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, worked at that toy studio with me. He
Before he blew up.
at the time, My Chemical Romance, they were a band, but they were not a thing. They were like, it was a garage band. And then like the funny thing that I've told Smash about is he actually used to bring in his demo tapes to like work, and he would play them for us. And we were all like, don't quit your day job, buddy. And it was just like, yep, nope. He's
Egg on my
famous now.
face.
Yeah. And it's funny because like this is still even years ago, but it was before he now lives in LA, and I've randomly talked to him a few times, but he was doing a signing at Golden Apple Comics on Melrose for Umbrella Academy at the time, and Golden Apple Comics was my comic book store. Like it was, I would go there every week. They had like my pull box. So I went, and I didn't go for the signing, but because the people knew me at the store, I was like, listen, I actually know Gerard. I used to work with him. I don't want to get anything signed. I just want to say hi to him really fast and just like see if he even remembers me, which of course he did, which was awesome. It was nice. And I was just like, what's up, dude? It's good to see you. And then we ended up, my fiance worked DC. He worked at DC Comics working on the, Doom Patrol comics and some of the other Vertigo stuff. So he would go into DC, and he actually, we reconnected through that as well. So I've chatted with him here and there. Gerard is a great guy, but yes, he does actually. I used to drive him to the Path station. We used to smoke cigarettes together instead of working, and we also, I lent him some DVDs. So if he still has those DVDs, there's some really good ones that I miss.
Nice. Man, Adam's a lot cooler than I thought. He knows a lot of people.
No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not at all. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Like, you got to know these people before they were big.
He's super. I mean, like, obviously he's a musician and he's wildly successful with that. But he was a concept artist at the toy company I worked at, and his art is amazing. And it's funny because it's like Umbrella Academy. He didn't draw Umbrella Academy. He just wrote Umbrella Academy and added another artist. But he's like a ridiculously good artist in his own right. Like super, super talented artist.
I don't think I've ever seen his stuff.
I like what Smash Lab is like my PR person. Yeah.
You were in Tron Legacy?
Kind of, sort of.
Now we gotta know. We gotta know now.
Yeah. So in the beginning of Tron Legacy, it's the young kid with Flynn, he's in his house and he's got a bunch of action figures on his shelf, and like his dad is talking to him, and then he leaves. But like the toys on the shelf, they actually pan the camera across all of his like Tron toys that are there. We did all of those toys, so they were props made just for the movie, and a couple of them were based on actors and talent and people that were in the movie. But then there was one that like it's one of the guys that's in the movie and he's throwing one of the discs, and then there was a nameless combatant that is reacting, that's getting hit by the guy throwing the disc, and it wasn't anyone that was in the movie, and like they didn't have anything for it. So I was the lucky guy that got scanned. And in the movie, and also in one of the trailers, it pans back on the shelf of this guy throwing the disc, and then it pans over the guy who's reacting and getting hit. So that's my upside down screaming face. And I have a copy of it in my office at work. So it's cool, but yeah, all 15 minutes of my fame are gone. Like that's it.
Yeah, and I don't know about this Smash Lab being your cheerleader here. He's supposed to be my. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that.
I know. I thought Smash Lab broke up with me. He doesn't even talk to me anymore, other than when I send him random pictures of his car when I'm behind it in traffic.
I know. I haven't heard from him lately either. He's ignoring me.
Yeah, he's a busy boy.
He's got a sweet gig now. I know. He's too busy. He's too busy for us normal people.
Wing or Lose, I'm pretty sure I posted it on my Instagram account at some point. Like when I was doing one of the like the like month-long things that I was doing during the pandemic. So like look for a picture of like a Tron. It's whatever. DM me, I'll send it to you. I'm pretty sure it's in my Instagram account. At least the
repost it.
Yeah.
You should just repost it. Make it a lot easier.
I'll put it into my Instagram story so that way he can see it.
There you go. Perfect. Papa Smash is a busy hero. Yes, he is. Very busy. I've been so busy now.
I found it. There it is.
Yes. That's awesome.
DMC, and I'll put Wing or Lose in there too, and then everyone else can just go look at my
toy.
Go look at my Instagram story, guys. Look at my 15 seconds of fame.
Well, you should post a video of you playing with it, and then you can be like, "Look, I am
actually playing with myself." Yeah, I could post lots of videos of me playing with myself, though.
Not that kind of show. Not that.
Kind of show. So I was talking about like toys, like.
Oh, and as you can see, folks, he posted that Diamond Select Mephisto.
This is Marvel Legends Mephisto. Well, it's a custom, so.
But anyways, he's confirming that they're re-releasing Mephisto. Thank you very much.
I'm not.
You heard it here first. They're re-releasing Mephisto. Did you guys work on Mephisto or no?
No. So yeah, I know nothing about that. I mean, like, I think that they should if they could find it. That's the thing, is like it's so old that like some of that tooling.
It's a crappy sculpt, anyways.
Yeah, and tooling doesn't always last that long. Like that's over. I'm pretty sure that Mephisto figure is probably at least a decade old.
Yeah. No, for sure. Just like with the Watcher, it's got to be at least 10.
Yeah.
Shit, maybe even 15 years. Who knows? It's been a while for that.
I don't know what that means.
Neither me either. Let's hope it's a typo, because I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I'm not hip enough for whatever that is.
At first, I thought it was Morph, but then I was like, no, it's not. Never mind. I don't know.
Oh, Cheney's least favorite X-Men character?
Yeah. Morph sucks anyways. I don't like him either.
Morph is great in Exiles.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Cool
Morph,
there.
Morph, because anytime I hear Morph, I always think of X-Men animated.
Yeah, the Morph in X-Men animated, where he's like a weird
And
heroin addict morph or whatever. Yeah, that.
I hate them because I hate when they make characters just for the show. Like instead of using an established character, you can see the hundreds of X-Men characters they could have used. They're like, oh, let's just make one up. Because you're always excited to see, your favorite characters on screen, and then they wasted that slot in some loser meth head. Ooh. Adam is wild, and he sure is on this show.
Like the Hound.
He's unleashed on this show.
Right. Toy Migos After Dark.
Yes. Oh. So you work for Gentle Giant. What I want to know is what's a day in the life. I'm just interested in stuff like that. I'm sure the people want to know too.
Yeah, every day is a little bit different, but like in general, I head into work. I'm usually there a little like 8 a.m. or a little bit afterwards. First things
Were you working
first.
from home for a while?
Not anymore. Now I'm back in the studio. I was working from home, and I was basically like a kind of a hybrid version during the pandemic, because I would have to go in because we were still making physical product. So
yeah.
Like we would go in and like once something's done being printed, and then it's like get it ready for a painter to pick up, and then get it ready for so it's like, and I'd have to go in to shoot photos of stuff, and I'd have to go in to pack stuff up to ship it out. But in general, now I'm back in the studio full time. So when I get in the morning, the first things first, you fire up the computer, check emails. I am the go-between of Gentle Giant and our clients. So like the Hasbros, the Mattels, the Diamonds. So like I'm back and forth. I'm the one that's communicating with them on behalf of both sides to our team at Gentle Giant and back to the whoever the client is. So emails first. Then there's usually I have like every day. I think we have 2 back-to-back production Zoom meetings with remote people and everything. 10 o'clock to probably about like 10:30, 10:45 every day. Then of course, there's other meetings and phone calls that are different days of the week that are all scheduled. But I'll spend a good chunk of my day photographing paint masters. So I do all of that as well. So I have my white box here at home for my own personal photos, but at the studio, I have it actually as an infinite backdrop. So it's basically a big piece of styrene and then 2 big planks of wood, like screwed into an L shape, and then a sheet of styrene that's stapled as an infinite backdrop, and then lights set up on it. So the styrene is cool because it's got a little bit of weight to it, and because we're working on paint masters and stuff, when you put them down and you're spinning them around and everything, it can like leave residue or paint or scuff marks behind. And if you're using just paper, you always have to roll out more paper. Instead, with the styrene, I just have a sanding sponge, and after I'm done photographing something, if it scuffs up the whiteboard, I just sand down the styrene, and it's lasted for years this way. So photographs, then I'm the one that I'm also taking them into Photoshop, comping them, putting everything together. If sculpt images are coming in from my digital sculptors, if I have to do like any comments on that, I'm doing overlays, primarily using Photoshop. So I'll do just like simple little draw over kind of stuff. I use the liquefy feature all the time. So that's like a really easy way to manipulate a sculpt. Basically, like in Photoshop, like one of the things that I like to do is I'll create just a simple layered document for my sculptors where it's like, this is the image that they sent. and then the image is floated right on top with my changes. So you can flip that layer off and on, and you have basically an animated version of the changes that have been made, and also notes with whatever is pointing that out. So that kind of stuff. Lots of phone calls. We use chats like Google Hangouts or Microsoft Messengers and stuff to just talk about questions and answer things quickly all the time. So like basically it's just a lot of back and forth. That's what actually has prevented me in the past from being able to watch as many YouTube videos or listen to podcasts while at work, is because like there's always someone coming into my office to ask a question, or there's a phone call, or there's emails, and it's like it's like constant distraction. So I don't really have time to like sit down and like listen or watch things the way like someone, like my digital sculptors love to listen to the toy podcast and love to listen to toy reviews and stuff, because they can sit there and they can sculpt while it's on in the background. Like me, it's like I can't always do that because like I have to, I don't know, be present sometimes. But luckily I've figured it out in general. But yeah, that's it. That's my day. And then hopefully I can leave at some point to start drinking.
Man, look at that, folks. This guy's job is not as illustrious as we thought.
No, it's very monotonous.
It sounds pretty boring.
Yep.
But it has
great.
cool perks. It has cool perks. You work for Gentle Giant, so that's cool.
The thing that like everyone also needs to remember, that it's like that's the funniest thing, is that like it's not all action figures by any means. Like that's the part that's like the bummer. It's like action figures are easily my favorite. Like that's what I'm all about. Like that's what I collect. That's what I'm into. That's what I've always been into. I'm a comic book nerd that loves action figures. I love articulation. It's like that's a small piece of what we do. Like we do like and we do statues and mini busts, but beyond that, like I'm talking like Pez dispensers. We do like, and we worked on, we work Pez dispensers, soap dispenser toppers, and like literally any kind of a sculpted element where it's like, hey, it's Disney or Star Wars or something. It's like they come to someone that like has, knowledge of this, and it's like oh, this can get approved because we've gone through the process before. In Gentle Giant, especially with like Star Wars stuff or Marvel movie stuff, it's like we're on set scanning a lot of those, so we already have digital assets that help make the approval process easier. So it's like we're kind of a go-to, not one-stop shop for people that need prototyping work done. It's like action figures are what I always post about. It's what I'm into, but it's like it's a chunk of the job. It's like that's not what we're working on all day every day by any means.
Oh, because I always knew as like a statue company, because every time I see Comic-Con, I always see statues. I'd always get the exclusive mini bus that they had at Comic-Con, so I always knew them as a statue company.
Yeah. That's like Gentle Giant LT. So it's like Gentle Giant. The owner of Gentle Giant was very smart, and he divided the company up into a couple of different sections. So it's like we do fine art stuff. We do the digital stuff. So, on set scanning for movies for VFX purposes or for video games or whatever. Like we're doing that scanning stuff. Gentle Giant LTD, which is taking out the license and making statues and mini busts. And then Gentle Giant prototyping, which is the division that I'm a part of, where we're doing work for hire for other people. And the great thing is like each of us kind of work hand in hand. So we were able to take, the digital division is capturing assets that we can utilize in prototyping. We can also use at Gentle Giant LTD to make our own product. So it's like, it's very nice working relationship with lots of different elements of the company. Gentle Giant LTD about like 2 years ago was actually sold to Diamond. So Diamond owns the Gentle Giant Ltd brand, but we also have a good working relationship with Diamond. So we do a lot of the prototyping work. We have for many years, and we still are doing a lot of that Gentle Giant Ltd brand product, even though it's now owned and distributed by Diamond.
Oh wow, that's nice to know. You know, I remember when Gentle Giant used to have to drive around and fly around that RV that had the
scan
digital
van.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. And I got scanned one time.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. The cool thing is, like, the actual scanning gear, I think it was used in the first Iron Man movie too. Like, I think that in Tony Stark's workshop, like, we were on set scanning for Iron Man, but they used the actual scanning rig as a prop in Tony Stark's workshop, because they're like, no, this is all, it makes perfect sense. Like, Tony Stark would have a digital scan, like, you'd have digital scanning equipment. So, like, it's there to serve a purpose for scanning, but it's also a prop used in his workshop, which is, I just thought that was pretty badass.
Oh, that looks high tech. Throw it in there.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty awesome. So you get to go to movie sets, Mr. Movie Man.
I've been to a handful, not too many though, because like I honestly, like, that's it. Like, I'm in the prototyping division, so it's like, that's, you know, we have the digital division, and there's a whole team of people that go and do that. I you know, like, random sets here and there. I did get to go on the Avengers set, which was that was epic. It was in, I think it was in New Mexico, and it was the set that I got to go on was actually the interior of the Triskelion. I don't know how to say that word, but, you know, the flying aircraft carrier, the helicarrier thing, whatever. So I actually got to stand on that set, which was kind of badass. I was on the set for the first of the G.I. Joe movies, the Channing Tatum one.
That's nothing to brag about.
Yeah, I know. But Ray Park was awesome. Like, he was actually really cool. He had remembered being scanned for Star Wars stuff and everything, and, like, he was super friendly, super nice. So it was cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think win or lose, we're gonna call him Mr. Hollywood. Now
no, that's
Mr.
the Butter Baron's name, though. We can't steal Hollywood Kev. You get to keep that. I am not Hollywood.
You're close enough. You're the closest of any of us. Even though, you know, I've met my fair share of Hollywood starlets, you know.
That's right.
But that's a story for another day. Alyssa Milano. That's a different. That's a story for a different day. You know, when she was hitting on me at a convention. You know,
dude,
I've got proof. I got photographic evidence.
So this was like, what, if she was at a convention, this would be circa Charmed or whatever.
No, this was. Have you met Keanu? No, I haven't. No, this was after Charmed, I believe, because she was pimping. She was actually writing a book, Hacktivist.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you heard of that. It was a while back. I think it lasted.
We made toys of her for Charmed. Soda did. Soda made a couple Charmed action figures. So I didn't get to meet her, though, sadly.
I did. It was a time of her life. I'll tell you that. But, you know, no big deal. No big deal.
I have a picture. I met Olivia Munn, and I was very happy about that.
You know, I have a picture with Olivia Munn too. Met her at Comic-Con. She was doing like a meet and greet, an impromptu meet and greet for her fans. And she was like, "Oh, meet me in the grassy knoll by the Hilton or some shit."
Well, then.
So if I went down there, hello, Miss Munn. Hello. And she's like, I'd say she's a lot hotter in person than online.
She was super nice. She
Yeah.
was very, very friendly.
Yes, she was. In more ways than one.
DMC.
Was this? Was the one? Yes. Yes, yes, I am. I'm the one that got away. You know.
That's right.
But,
I did.
yeah.
We had Megan Fox was just recently in the studio getting scanned. I don't know
Oh,
for
Oh.
what, but she was in the studio, and one of the people in the digital department thought it was really funny. Afterwards, they brought me her half finished can of Perrier. So I have it's been there for like at least 2 weeks now, sitting in my office. Megan Fox's half finished can of Perrier that's open. So it's probably really gross now too.
hey, you know, put it on eBay. See what you can get for it. With Adam Wickler outside,
This is true.
please. Nice.
We had a pandemic meetup for exchanging like a drug deal of toys in a Cluck and Blaze parking lot. It was great.
Brenner, she doesn't need a new face. I don't think she needs a new
No,
face.
she needs new thumbs, right? Isn't that what's weird
I
about
think
Megan?
that's the thing. She needs new hands.
Exactly.
They're gonna resculpt her hands. Oh man. Oh man. This is too much. It's too much.
Yep.
Oh, what else can we talk about?
You're the interviewer.
I know. The most difficult part being the interviewer.
Oh,
I
trust
think
me. That's
is
why
a
we
part
brought our ladies on Thursday night's show, because it's like me and Ernie, and we were just like, I was like, I don't know. Like, I have to run the show. I need a distraction. I need help.
Well, this is a part of the show where Adam is going to do a giveaway.
Oh, thanks.
Adam is a block
On
away
the spot.
He never comes to my yard sales. Yeah, what the heck? Why
I
don't you
didn't know he
ever-
had yard sales. He doesn't invite me.
You know, don't you see the signs down the street saying yard sale and you don't go?
Yeah.
You should
like
know
weird.
that I
He
smashed
leaves
my
like a
house.
trail of shipping containers to try to lure me to his yard sale.
What was Adam's favorite toy to make? What was your favorite or toy or property that you got to work on?
Like honestly, I still get it. When Marvel Legends is like the thing that has made me unbelievably happy to work on for the longest time. So it's like whenever I get a character in, it's usually got to be a classic comic character of some sort. Those make me so happy. But when we did the brown costume Wolverine, that was like a dream come true. Like that one, to this day, I'm still so happy with how that brown costume Wolverine came out. Deadpool has been another one. I'm a big Spider-Man, Deadpool, and Wolverine are like my top three. Like I collect tons of versions of them from all different companies. But working on Marvel Legends of them was great. We got to work on a lot of the Hasbro Star Wars Black series early on. And that was really cool to, we worked on Star Wars product all the time, but to be able to launch 6-inch superposable Star Wars figures, that was another one that was a dream come true kind of deal. Were they perfect? No. Did I have issues with them? Did I fought, I wanted more articulation. I wanted stuff different. We don't win every battle. It's like we are being paid to make things for other people. So their say goes. Basically the big thing, working on Marvel, I still to this day will get an input from Hasbro, will come in and it's code name and I download it and I open it up and I still get excited and happy because it's oh, I've wanted to work on this. So, we've had that recently, in the past, 2 weeks, I've gotten a character where I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for people to see this. You know.
Mm. But I'm sure when you get to work on things like Eternals, it's probably like the opposite reaction.
Yeah, we did worked on I think 3 of the Eternals movie figures. We worked on Icarus, Druig, and Thena, Angelina Jolie. So Angelina Jolie was cool because it's Angelina Jolie. Icarus was cool because that's Rob Stark, and we had previously done a Rob Stark action figure for Funko for Game of Thrones. So it was like, whatever, cool. I like the character Icarus. The movie designs obviously are a little bit different. Druig was a weird one, but like the actor that plays Druig, he's like young. He was in like Dunkirk and stuff, I think. But he came into the studio to get scanned, and like they actually brought him into my office because he was so excited to be in a Marvel movie, and he was so excited about being scanned. And it was like, you're gonna get an action figure. Like they're gonna make an action figure of you. And he was like so into it that they brought him into my office. So he wanted to talk to me about it. And like I was showing him other stuff, and it was a lot of fun, you know, like it's like when you see that excitement, it's like, that's cool.
But let me get this straight. So this little kid, he came to the Gentle Giant offices, and they directly brought him into your office?
Yes, frequently happens.
That sounds a little weird.
Smash, we did not make the Salma Hayek. We only did the 3 that I mentioned.
Oh, that's good. We were going to give you a lot of flack over that.
Laser Pants asked a question too. He's asking about the video footage from Frank and Sons. Yeah. So Laser Pants knows firsthand that it was my lady was the one that was doing all of the recording of the footage. She's had a lot going on with work. We talked about DC Fandom was just this past weekend. She does social media. She's been very, very busy. But that's done now. So we actually, and she has edited a lot. She's put it together. It's looking really good. Hopefully going to post it soon. I'm actually going to be like, I have a YouTube page, but it doesn't have anything. Like, I don't have any videos uploaded to it. I do have a lot of playlists saved with like everything that all the shows that I've been on, including this one, are saved in playlists on there, but there's no videos uploaded. I am hoping to upload videos of Frank and Sons. I think it's actually going to end up being 2 different videos. There's going to be a video of Frank and Sons, and then kind of like an outtakes video that I think is going to be a lot of fun. We did get a lot of good footage. I promise it is not going to be lost. It will be posted at some point in the near-ish future. NYC Figure Fanatic, Icarus is actually the best looking one. Thank you. I think it came out pretty good. I got him and I opened him like yesterday or the day before. I'm kind of looking forward to Eternals. Like I don't have very high expectations for it. Same. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Like it's another weird one where it's like, cool. Like show me what you got.
Like I'll go see it. I'm interested to see it, but like I said, I don't have high hopes for it only because they totally changed the characters. Yeah. The costume.
I know Eternals from the comics, but I wasn't like an Eternals fan, you know, like I wasn't like, it's like, yeah, I know like Cersei, I know Icarus, like it's like I know like some like the main characters, and I've read some pure Eternals books, and then I've seen them appear in other stuff, but it's like I don't have an Eternals tattoo or something, you know, like it's like
to me they were always they were like C-listers.
Yeah, no, they're like they were guest stars and stuff, so like that's it.
When Cersei was part of the Avengers, she was still like a no-name loser to me. Right. She was part of the Avengers, you know.
Smash, you came in late because we were actually talking about this earlier, so it's happened. It's on. I was actually telling him that like I literally have a folder filled with reference, like on my computer right here. So it's just a matter of whenever I decide to wear one of my other hats and actually talk to him about it.
Mm-hmm. This guy.
I will say that I I bought my tickets to go see Eternals, but I'm going to see it as a matinee because it was a little bit cheaper. So there we go.
That's a good idea. Going back to Laser Pants' question, you know how he said about your video footage. I just want to put it out there, folks. Unfortunately, they didn't get any footage of me. So if you're looking forward to seeing the DMC interact with all these other characters, you're going to be disappointed because as soon as I got there, this guy wanted to go eat and get drunk.
Yeah,
and,
that's
you know, forget about the DMC, the most famous person they've ever met. You know, whatever. That's okay. So I just want to put it out there, you know. Spoiler alert. I'm not in any footage. It's all right. I'll get him next time. When I see this guy in person at a Designer Con,
That's right.
I'm going to get some footage and not post it.
Fair enough.
Speaking of Designer Con, you're going to be there, aren't you?
Yeah, I am planning. I have not bought my tickets just yet, but I know a lot of people are going, and I am planning on going. I think that I will be there both Saturday and Sunday, probably a little bit longer on Saturday and a little bit shorter on Sunday. But yeah, the plan is to be there. No booth this year because both teams of guys, both Kerstead and Mortal Ruin, neither of us felt comfortable working a convention booth all day long, all weekend long. So we're literally gonna just be walking around. Laser Pants, it's accurate. That's me. That's the way I roll.
Oh, Berserk is gonna be there. Sweet. There's gonna be a lot of people there, I feel. Druig also.
We did Icarus, Druig, and Thena, which is Angelina Jolie's. And Druig was the guy that came into my office and like super nice, super sweet dude, awesome guy. So I'm very happy that we got to work on his action figure.
Who's Druig? What does that guy look like?
He was in, like, I think it was Dunkirk was the movie that he was in, but he's like the youngest, like he's a younger boy. I don't know how else to explain him.
Oh, it's not Sprite.
No, Sprite is the girl. The Druig is the younger boy. Like he's got like, I think he's got like mental based powers or something.
That's what's confusing me because fun fact, folks, Sprite is a guy.
Is a guy in the comics, like, yeah.
Accurate. He's not a girl, so you know you can miss me with all that business. I like accuracy in my comics.
Uh-huh.
So there. Say what you will. Was that BJ's? I'm sure it was. But yeah, sorry if it was drugs. Probably. That's probably what they do in the offices at Gentle Giant.
Yeah.
To pass the time away. to pass the time away.
Barry Keoghan. Yeah, that is his name. That's thank you, Winger Lose.
Oh my goodness. Oh
yeah. He was very, very sweet. He was very cool. Oh, thanks, Smash Lad. One of these days I'll meet you in person.
I know. Even though you live down the street.
Yep.
Don't you hate it when people are somewhat local and then they don't invite you over to their house or their jobs or anything to like give you tours? That kind of
totally hate those people. Those people are the worst.
Sucks. But anyways.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about your upcoming toy lines?
Well, basically, I'll touch on it because like people ask about it all the time. Both Mortal Ruin and the Cursed Dead. We obviously Designer Con in person in 2019 was the last time that we were in person someplace. Pandemic happened, babies on both teams happened. We've been making a lot of progress on both lines, but behind the scenes, because basically we haven't wanted, like, people are already pissed off enough about like the wait that if we continue to tease it out right now, no one's going to be surprised. Like everyone's going to be bored of looking at the stuff. So we actually there's a lot of stuff that you guys have not seen that has been made in that amount of time. And just we're getting ready, and everyone will hear about it online when we're ready to launch, and we will start teasing stuff all over again. Neither of those lines are dead. Both teams are very committed to making really cool action figures. And I think both DMC and High School Creations, I'm hoping to team up with both of them for doing some dios, for at least for promotional photography and maybe some in-person conventions in the future. So it is all happening. It's just that I just want everyone to remember that like the people that are involved in both lines, we have full-time day jobs making toys, and we also have families, and we're doing this in our spare time on top of that. With that being said, like it's like, you know, like it is being worked on. We are working on it. I'm not trying to make excuses. It's happening. I'm sorry if it's not fast enough for you, but like it's a labor of love. It's something we want to do. We want to get it right. We're not going to rush stuff out. You're not going to see like half-ass stuff from us, you know, like we're guys that make prototypes for a living. So we're not like, our prototypes are going to be fully finished prototypes that you see that are going to be indicative of the final product. Like, you know, like we're going to do this the right way. We're going to do it our way. We know what we're doing in that regard. So just bear with us. And I promise, like, if you follow us on social media, you follow me on social media, you'll see updates. You won't miss it. I promise we will be shouting from the rooftops with news as it's available.
See, people, these guys have a lot in common with the DMC, because that's why I take forever to build dioramas for people. Because
real life gets in the way.
That, and I do not half step when I'm building. Like, you get quality stuff. I don't take any shortcuts. So I give you the best thing that I can do. Oh yeah, Proto. What about extremely high goals every time you drop banner on the campaign?
I have high goals in life across the board, and Dave Vonner is one of my close personal friends. So yes to all of the above.
You know, I think you guys' plan is good. Yeah, because keep teasing. Yeah, people are gonna be like, "Come on, buddy. when are you gonna show this? When are you gonna show this shit?" I think now that you've already teased it, people know it's coming. But as soon as
they've seen a good chunk, they've seen a good chunk of the stuff, and it's like that's. I mean, like, it's simple. Like, it's like, I'm not trying to like give away the ingredients to the recipe here, but it's like you got to keep some surprises, because like honestly, like I want people to be interested. I want people to be wowed like they were when we first unveiled the stuff. So the only way to do that is by not showing you guys stuff that we're working on. Sorry. I trust me, we're so excited about it. And I have paint masters here in this room with me that have not been seen on the internet yet. And it's like, I gotta sit on them. Like, I gotta sit on them for right now. You will see them in due time. I promise.
Awesome. And I think with that, I think we're going to wrap it up for the evening. I know I got to wake up early tomorrow. I know
I got to get kid to bed.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap it up. But before we wrap it up, we need to explain to the folks at home why the Van Winkler is an amazing friend. You know, and I would have to say
Wickler.
Oh, Wickler. My mistake.
Rob Van Winkle is Vanilla Ice, so you have that, and then Henry Winkler is the Fonz. So I can see how you can get confused with Wickler.
I'm a ball buster. What can I say? But I digress. Playing with myself, Mr. Adam Van Winkler is an amazing friend because of his kindness to the community. like I said before, a lot of people could be hiding behind the scenes, not wanting to interact with the fans, but this guy puts himself out there to interact with people, tell you about his job, what he does there as an industry insider. He's part of the Toy Migos podcast. What other insider is part of a podcast with other regular guys? You don't see that very often. So I think his kind heart makes him an amazing friend.
Aw. Wow, you said something sweet. I thought it was gonna be all beefy.
Well, this is the part of the show where actually,
Happy ending.
we
Yeah.
gotta get real and make it a happy ending for the
We gotta
people at
hug it
home.
out.
Yeah, I like to be nice every once in a while, but don't get used to it. It's just this is the closing segment of the show, and that only happens.
Yeah,
on the closing.
this is Diego trying to get a tour of Gentle Giant Studios.
Well, yeah, that too. But, and then I would have laid it on. I would have laid it on a little bit thicker if I knew I could get some free toys out of it too. But since you said you don't get anything, then
we'll schedule it tomorrow or something. We'll figure this out.
We'll figure it out. Reach around town. Well, it depends on what
like
what the
reach
price.
around and hug.
Yeah, that's what it was talking. That's what you're talking about.
Yep. That's what I
So, again, where can we find you? Playing with myself.
Yeah, I'm playing with myself on Instagram. I have a Playing with Myself Facebook page. I'm on Twitter. I think my Twitter handle is @vanwickler, but it's also like I have Playing with Myself all over that. My mom is so proud. I also have a website, playingwithmyself.com. So yeah, there's that. And then you can find me every week on Toy Migos. So every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time for the full length show. I'm usually in the chat for the Chat Migos Assemble Tuesday show. I am on Unparalleled Universes live streams. The first Friday of every month is the Wade live stream, which is myself, Unparalleled Universe, and Artwit Toys, the Wendigo Anti-Defamation Establishment. And and then every other podcast that invites me on, I'm there. And then
this is why these toy lines are never coming out.
Like that's it, because I'm always on podcast.
Show.
And when I'm not on a podcast, I'm probably in the Toy Migos Discord. So talking about toys in the Discord. That's it. Not working on my other toy lines.
All right. And I am the DMC. And of course, you can find me on Instagram at _DMC. You already found me here on the YouTubes. And you can find me on Facebook at DMC Studios. And that's about it. Because I hate Twitter. So there's that.
I think we all do. It's just like it's weird, I don't know, a necessary evil.
I'd rather just post pictures than write about stuff.
Agreed.
But all right. So the guy on the couch says later, fellas, and I say later, fellas. Plus Ultra.
Are we doing it? Plus Ultra.
Ooh.